Good morning, everybody. Welcome to that Kentuckessee Angler Show. Today we're targeting largemouth bass on this beautiful Tennessee water. We're starting out with that bladed jig. I haven't attempted to throw one of these here yet, but I got a feeling it could do quite well. Got our first couple casts out here. Brought a couple different baits, a couple that have really proven themselves in this area. Ever I wanted to try something out new. Water's still fairly new to me. Lower than it has been since I initially fished it. A little fella jumping already. Considering how low our water levels are, I'm gonna start out a little bit deeper. Good fish. All right. Let's see what we're working with. Oh yeah, that's a chunky fella. That is a very nice fish. Come on in, man. Come on in here. Try to keep her pinned. Even on this heavy rod, it's putting up quite a fight. There we go. Yeah, that is an absolute unit for our first fish. Look at that. I reckon that's probably close to 4 pounds. Maybe, I don't know, can't be misleading. Very excited though. That's a good sign. Let's get you untangled here. Oh, within a couple casts, an absolute unit of a largemouth. Look at that fish, guys. That's better lighting for you. Show off the true beauty of this fish, and hopefully a really good sign for the day. Try to get a few more of them. I'm going to get her back in the water. We're going to get at it while the morning is still fairly young and we have brief low light conditions. Alright. Thank you, girl. Oh, she was spooked me. There she goes. Beautiful fish. Let's get this back in the water right quick. This is a bladed jig by Bumble lures. Pretty neat one. It's a JDM brand. I'll show it up more towards the breaking down the baits portion. Conditions are nice. We are looking at a high of about 87 today. However, it's kind of brisk at the moment. It's about 6:30. Sun's still on its way up right now. Low winds, topping out at 7 miles per hour today. The type of bottom we're working with is similar to what you see right here on the bank. Muddy, scattered rocks. Really, really nice area. Moving down about 20 feet, fish this area out about 15 minutes. Super happy with that fish, but I think we can do better. I can usually catch a big or two out of here. Now I did opt for a 1/4 ounce lipless crankbait. Last couple times I fished here, it did quite well. The bottom is very rocky, as I kind of mentioned before, so it makes a lot of noise. It kind of smacks into them a bit, and I can cast it pretty far with this rod and reel combo I'm using. We caught the first one on a 12-pound fluorocarbon. This is 10 pound on a medium heavy. It just allows me to really get that distance with the smaller lipless. felt good. What I'm casting over here is a big slope of mud. It slopes down on either side. I find that last couple times I was here, I was able to pull a decent sized fish out of here. So I'm shooting for that now, but we might have to get into some more finessier stuff. It is starting to heat up a bit. Little guy. Very big contrast between the last fish we caught, but it's something. Thankful for you, little fella. Couldn't tell if you were a leaf or not. We're catching them. They are a lot deeper than they have been. I mean, that's got to do with the water levels being much lower. You can see what's mud. This was submerged last week, so I'm gonna try to work a little bit deeper. That might be the answer here to figuring these fish out today. There we go. Foul hooked. Undoubtedly went for our bait, but I don't really count foul hooked fish. So we're gonna get him in as quick as possible. I hate when they take it to the gill plate. The minute I walked up here, looked like a couple fish scattered, and they seemed fairly shallow, so I'll throw a couple shallow. There was something. Good fish. Oh yeah, got a bit of weight to it. Not huge, not as big as our last one. That's a decent fish. Actually staying down. Oh my goodness, I'm wrapped under a log. Oh wait, we got it. That's another nice fish. A lot bigger than I thought she was. Man, we're just on the bigs today. Tube muncher. A bit smaller than our first, but I mean that's a sizable fish. That's probably close to 3. Another beauty out here, guys. Just check her out. Stunning, man. That fish is gonna be fat come late fall. Get her back in, keep going. Had another beautiful largemouth. Turned out to be a really, really nice day. Sun's jumping out there already. And off she goes. Awesome morning. Super stoked. Really, really glad I came here, man. The spot has just been really, really good to me. Really have been enjoying fishing it. So absolutely one of my favorite baits to catch fish on. And the way I like to work these, kind of hard to do it wrong. I mean, it's a tube on a jig head or a tube head, I guess. As long as you're not doing anything too crazy, I like to get it in there and let it fall. In this instance, Bottom contact is kind of key. There's a lot of rocks, it's very shallow. It's kind of hard to avoid for the most part. I'll really just sporadically pop it. Reel in that slack, continue. Essentially, I try to find a tempo that these fish are liking consistently, whether it's real slow bounces or more sporadic, faster action. It really mimics a lot of forage. Gobies, craws, minnows, that sort of deal. I find myself more or less swimming these rather than dragging them or slow popping them. Just a ridiculously effective bait come this time of year. Hey, there we go. Here's something, here's something. Not huge. Little fella will get you back in. But it's a fish. It gets some numbers on. Okay, good. You want the tube? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a great time making this one, as always. So that larger fish, the absolute tank of the day, was caught on this bladed jig. So this is a JDM bladed jig. The brand is Bumblebee Custom Lures. Here's a look at their logo right there. Kind of what to look for. It is on their trailers. Unfortunately, I do not have the packaging left for this. I had 2 of them. I lost my other one within the first hour of fishing it about 2 weeks ago, so I decided to take this one out to this area I have been fishing. I knew it was holding bigs. I figured they'd be attracted to this during those lower light conditions, that first early morning bite, and sure enough, it did not disappoint. So as I mentioned, this is a JDM brand Bumblebee Custom Lures. Now, really nice bladed jig right there. Might be kind of hard to tell in this lighting. It is stamped with their logo right there. Very detailed head. This is a 1/4 ounce size. Nice hook on there. It is still sharp. Now the two main things that I look for in a bladed jig are immediate action. So as soon as this hits the water, that blade starts running true. I don't have to jerk it around, give it yanks and pulls here and there to get it going again. Didn't have any of those issues. Blade started chopping immediately, and then the hook is the other deciding factor whether I like a bladed jig for the most part. And I do have a couple brands that I'm very partial to, and I would say this sits right up there with them. So very nice hook, good size wire on there, sharp. This is the 1/4 ounce size. If you can see, it has a very detailed head right there and a good amount of skirting. So I really like that. It is not over the top. There's not a crazy heavy thick amount of skirt on there, but it's not crazy thin either. It's actually on the thinner side, and I do appreciate that right there. Good length too. I didn't have to trim that or do any adjustments to cater it to my liking. Now, trailer wise, I was throwing their trailer as well. I picked up 2 of these, so I have one in another color. It's in one of my boxes there. I did feature it in the other video where I was throwing this bait. However, this color is called Shirao, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It is in Japanese, and I don't speak Japanese, unfortunately. If I could speak another language, it might be Japanese, because of all the JDM tackle I do enjoy consuming. But this is a 4.5 inch trailer. It's called the Blade Stick. This one is called the B Blade, if I didn't mention that earlier. Really good wiggle to it. Now what I did was I took about, let's say, 3/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch, roughly around that amount, off of this trailer for this 1/4 ounce size. I found that was the length of trailer I was most comfortable with fishing this. Plastic is fairly durable considering I've taken it on and off this bait several times now, and it's still getting on there. But that's about what I came up with. So moving on, the next couple things I caught were on the Cotton Cordell lipless crankbait in Wounded Shad. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this. I spent a lot of time covering that bladed jig, and I try to keep these segments fairly short. Now, in a nutshell, I love this bait. I've caught a lot of fish on and I've featured it in a lot of videos. It's one of my go-to lipless crankbaits. I really like the action and the value is outstanding. It is very inexpensive compared to other lipless crankbaits of similar design and build. However, the hooks kind of suck. That's basically what I have to say about it. Now, I did just purchase 3 new lipless crankbaits I haven't really thrown before. I certainly haven't thrown on the channel. 2 of them are completely new to me. One of them I haven't caught a fish on yet, but they range from the very inexpensive, I mean more so inexpensive than this one, to the very high priced one. So they're gonna be fun to throw on the channel. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at, and we're getting right around that time. That summer to fall transition is when I really love to throw this bait in general. So finally, we have the Strike King Bitsy tube. Now I feature this in my videos very, very often as well. Just one of my go-to confidence baits all around. If I'm trying to catch fish, I don't know if there's fish in an area, chances are I'm gonna be throwing this. So that is a 2.75 inch tube. That one is in green pumpkin. And I had that rigged with a Eagle Claw tube head jig. So big fan of this one right here. You know, something I find interesting is I never find these baits in tackle shops. So local tackle shops, my Dick's, my Academy, whenever I go to a new area, you know, a couple hours away or something to fish, I Google tackle shop to see what their local spots like. I mean, it's just fun for me to kind of check out areas like that. And I hardly ever find they carry tubes for the most part, and these ones, the only place I've ever found these in store was Walmart actually, and not too many of them. My 2 local Walmarts carry them, so that's kind of what turned me on to buying these all the time. And the Strike King website, I also just made a huge order on there, which they're a lot more expensive on there rather than in Walmart, but kind of just an interesting thing. Anyhow, guys, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I hope y'all get some good fish on. I will see you this coming Thursday for a mystery tackle box challenge on the channel. Peace.